We have a viewer from Jackson who wants to talk about an environmental issue involving animal units. The viewer references Senate File 1016 that the viewer states changes animal units from 1,000 to 2,000 units. The caller's not in favor of it, wondering what the status of that is. Anybody know the status of that? Representative Baker, we start with you.
Again, I don't sit on an ag committee, so I have to say that I'm not real familiar with it. I know that there's been some concerns about taking it from 1,000 head to 2,000. I assume, again, that there's a permitting process for this, and I think that's what's in question. I will tell you that my visits to some of these very large dairy herds have been amazing, and they manage them better than some of the smaller farms that I've seen. So I will tell you that when you manage it better and you manage the manure ponds and how to dispose of this and the feeding, how you pen up the animals is even better in larger systems because you don't smell anything, honestly. And the cows are happy. They're not mooing. It's amazing how peaceful it is in a large area like that when you have enough space. But again, I am not one to really comment directly because I don't hear a lot of this in committee. So, but I'm certainly knowing it's an issue because I'm hearing about it.
Actually, it is in the bill. It is the bill that I'm carrying in the Environmental Natural Resource Committee bill. Going from 1,000 animal units to 2,000, that was the 2,000 was the 1974 legislation that was changed. But people need to understand that if it's in a environmental sensitive area like the karst region where Representative Liebling comes from, it reverts back to 500. So it reverts back to 500 animal units, the permitting process. So a lot of this stuff is covered and has really moved in that direction since 1990. I believe it was 1994. It was in the 90s anyhow. So we think it's the right way to go with all the rest of the protections involved with the environment right now. So at least right now it's in the bill. Well, it gets there at the end of the day on Monday or Tuesday remains to be seen.
Well, I remember there was a debate on this in the House, and I don't remember the part about the 500 with the environmentally sensitive areas and so on. But and of course, this isn't really my area of expertise, but it seems to me that it's a balancing of interests here because the people who are really are the potential losers here are all the neighbors. And I think a lot of people are upset because they feel like it's an intrusion on local control. Again, another intrusion on local control. And sort of what's the problem that's being solved here? So, I can only imagine that might be the kind of thing that the caller's concerned about. And you do hear pushback on this because when some big operation like this is going in, and Representative Baker may be right, I don't know, but let the people come in and make their case and go through the regular process instead of weakening the regulations. That's what people are concerned because they may not want to live next to 2,000 animals.
And again, those systems are in place. The public meetings are in place. Again, if it's in a sensitive area. Really and truly, there's an awful lot of public input before anything like this happens. And our farms have become corporate farms. They become larger farms. I mean, the Red River Valley used to be the average farm was a big farm was 2,000 acres. Now it's anywhere from 5 to 10,000 acres. There used to be small dairy. Now there's 5,000, 10,000 units in dairy operations. So the times have changed. But yet we still have to be sensitive of the neighbors. There's no question about that. But there's lots of opportunity to make comment about that before. And that goes through the county process, the township process, and all that before it even comes to the state.
Senator Newton, your thoughts on this?
Well, I was just wondering, is the state authorizing it and then leaving it up to the local authorities to make the final decision? If that's the case, then, I would think it would be okay because then the neighbors have a chance to come in and the mayors and the townships get the input. But if the state is authorizing it without the local authorities being involved,
then the local authorities are involved right out of the gate, and it's just it's one of them things when you have that many animals in one unit, as they call it. People start to worry about the odor and with these pits that they have now that are actually covered by the rubber lining and whatnot, and they're reusing the manure in such a fashion that actually recycles it and gets it back out into the agricultural world, and I mean, it's really quite.
But it's in the bill, and we'll see what happens.
Yes.
In the next couple of weeks.